Okay, so I decided to go ahead and use the shifter that I took out of the what we call the old boy, the truck that we haven't gotten run yet. Again, because the bore size of this switch needs to screw into on this one is much larger, so it wouldn't go, right? So then also this is the power source that feeds these the LEDs behind the lights that light up whether you reverse, neutral drive, second or first gears. And so what that means is we're going to tie this into the switch, and then the reverse lights will come on when the truck is in reverse, and the panel lights are on bright. So we've soldered this in there. We got a solid connection. That's not exactly my favorite way to do it. And now we're going to try painting some liquid electrical tape on there and see what happens. Okay, so this is liquid electrical tape, and I haven't really used it hardly at all since I bought it. So I don't think it's supposed to be this thick, to be honest. Maybe I didn't screw the lid on tight enough, or maybe it's just really old. But I just want, you know, we've got a strong physical connection there. I wrapped it around there real good, and then soldered it. So I'm not really worried about it pulling out. And so I just want to keep anything from, like if the wire moves and touches, if the wire moves and this junction touches the frame or something, I don't want it to short out and blow a fuse or cause a fire or anything like that. So even though that is very, very thick, so if I'm going to do this again, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe I could put a little, I don't know if you can mix like a little bit of geez, I don't know, paint thinner in there or something to thin it out, and then have it later dry up to make it more liquid. But we'll get this side. We'll get it all coated up. All right, so now we need to put an end on this red wire here. I'm trying to capture this on camera. Hopefully it's just not too excruciating to watch this. There we go. So we just take this tool I got right here, crimp it. Doesn't take a whole lot. Yeah, you can't see, sorry. All right, so ta-da, I crimped it. All right, now we're gonna slide this connector right over the end. Make sure we got good electrical connection, and the bigger part seats over the insulation of the wires. And actually, before I do that, let's get some heat shrink on here to stabilize. Okay, so we're gonna slide this heat shrink down here, and then we're going to slide this end on the end of the wire, snug it up. Then we're gonna crimp it. All right, we can see the wire there, make good contact with the connection there. So we crimped it real good. We slid the heat shrink up over there, and this just as we heat it. I need to find my heat gun. There's plenty of organizational room for improvement here, but that would just add some physical stability to it, right? To help that thing stay together. And so now it's probably pretty hot, but now we take this and we connect it up. Oops, sorry, to that switch. Right, it is very hot, so that's going to connect there. Then this other wire is going to run through the truck to the actual reverse lights. Okay, so this is what we call the daily driver. It's the truck that we're putting these lights on. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to mount them. I'm thinking we'll take these off and put the lights there. These are kind of cool, but I think they're just here to hold antennas that we're not using, so we can take them off and then put them on a different one if we want to keep them, or I might find somewhere else to put them. But right now I just want to prove this concept out, make sure we're going to have reverse lights. So we got this, I went ahead and crimped an end on this wire, and we're just going to feed it through this hole and run it through the truck. Okay, here we are from the under inside, and this is pretty exposed. One thing I like about these trucks a lot is how buttoned down all their wiring is. So what we're gonna do is, we're just pulling it from the spool there. We're just gonna follow this wire. I think this is gonna go all the way up to where we need it, and then come back through. We're just gonna do like tie wraps on it, and then just secure it to this, because if this is getting hit by stuff, that means I won't be getting hit by stuff. Okay, so we got this wire ran all the way up to where it needs to be under the truck. We'll look at that a little bit more later. With plenty of slack, so we may pull some slack back out, or we may just tie it up. So now what we want to do is actually make sure that it's going to turn these lights on. So we're going to start coming out here about this much and just giving it a cut. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Take my glasses off. Alright, so just cut that wire off right there. So this is the wire that's going to send power to these lights, these reverse lights, which these reverse lights are 12 volt LED lights, right? So if we hook them up to 12 to 24 volts, we'd have too much current, which we don't want. So we're just going to run 2 in series, right? And then that should work just fine. So we're going to skin these down a little bit more. Looks like these might be a little bit lighter of a gauge. Oh, they soldered the ends for us. Right now we're just going to twist them together and make sure we keep them off the truck. And then when we get a little more permanent placement, we'll probably solder and heat shrink them, or we may use connectors. We may use the military Packard connectors. I don't have any of those, but I may use them. All right, so the instruction said, I forgot, like use the white wire for dim, red wire for bright. So we're going to use both wires, and the black on a 12 volt system would go to the body, but now instead it's going to go to the other light. Okay, so what would normally go to the body of the truck or to the negative battery terminal is, since it's a 24 volt system, is going to the positive supply, or maybe input if you will, for the other light. We'll twist these together real good just to poo everything out. Alright, and then this one we need to find a connection to the body, so I'll be doing that. Alright, this thing is dirty, but it's what the truck's using to go back to the negative terminal of the body. At least I think it is. Surely, right? Yeah. So we're going to tap into this, and then also I'm going to close the battery connection and verify that. We're going to screw that into there for this, just to make sure everything's working right the way we want it to. Okay, that's not pretty and it's not permanent, but it's tightened down enough. We should have a good connection. Okay, now it's time to put the shifter back in. Well, really, it's time to put this shifter in. This shifter, remember, this shifter came out of the other truck. Oh no, I'm about to lose some bolts. Stand by. We've run into a problem, which is that the new switch, even with those terminals bent way over there, is not allowing this whole shifter to go down. So I'm gonna try to figure that out and let you know what happens. Alright, we're able to wiggle it in, so this is not that exciting. I'm just gonna put these bolts in these corners here, then we're gonna get back underneath the truck. Okay, let's try to get this camera situated. So that is right there is where the switch terminals come out. And all we gotta do right now to test this sucker is to connect this one wire that came through the truck to one of these terminals. That's on there. And then this other wire that's hanging out from the shifter kind of letter LED power source. All right. Now we're gonna come back and disconnect these and put heat shrink on them. Bend them in place, and then maybe I don't know. We got to do something so that I don't really know if we have to do anything. To be honest, I don't necessarily think that we're in danger of some kind of electrical connection moving around and contacting with these things. That seems to be very feasible to me, or very reasonable to expect something like that. But we're gonna do something, and then this is the power that turns on when you turn on the panel bright lights. And I may have to move my hold on, let's see if we can get this. Oh no, the phone's wiggling, so I'm just gonna connect that up. You know what we're doing, and then we'll test it. Okay, everything's connected up. So we're in reverse here. We're gonna turn these lights on first, then we'll go to panel bright. That's on. Those lights, I think, are on. Yeah, they're on. So let's go see if our reverse lights are on. Shit. Or excuse my language. Oh man, reverse lights are not on. So, in case that's like a reverse switch, let's see what happens if we take it out of reverse. Now it's in second. Still nothing. So, alright. Well, I'm going to do some troubleshooting and see if we can figure this out so I don't end the video on a nothing note. Stand by. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is check to see if there's any voltage across these things. So, there we go. Alright, so there should be 0 voltage. Alright, so I would expect from here to the truck to be 26 volts. There's nothing there. Across here, nothing. Alright, so now I don't know if you can see, I'm contacting this ground and then part of the truck body, which should give us, there's a little bee on me, pretty much. Yeah, almost nothing. And then here, oh, hold on now, we've got 24 volts across these two lights. So why aren't they turning on? Alright, that's what we gotta figure out. Stand by. Okay, I've got a theory that these are 12 volts each and they're LEDs. So they may be set up to where unless we have a certain amount over, so like usually we call it a 12 volt battery, but when you're running it's like 13 volts, let's say. This truck, when it's running, is say 26, maybe 28. I haven't actually measured it. So what we're going to try, I'm going to hook the rest of this stuff up. You saw me take it apart, so I'm just going to put it back together, just as linkages. And then we're going to start the truck and see if when the truck started, if there's enough voltage to turn these things on. We'll find out. Alright, so reconnected the wires for the neutral safety switch. The wait light is off. And we are on. And we absolutely do not want to move. Alright, so we're going to put this thing in reverse. Parking brake is strong on this truck. Turn on the lights. Panel bright. Let's see. Ah, great. Well, they fell off. Stand by. Okay, so we got nothing. So let's check the voltage across them. So from here to here is 28 volts and they're not turning on. So let's see what happens if we just take off the white wire. I don't think they're backwards. I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, on vehicles like this, on vehicles, red is positive. Let's see what the voltage is across these two. Yeah, indeterminate, nothing, or indeterminate. So what we can try, I might have to send these back. I mean, I thought they're brand new though. There's nothing coming out of there, right? You can see that. So we're gonna take this hot wire. It's positive 28 volts now, and see what happens if we touch it directly to here. There's nothing. Alright, so just for the heck of it, in case they're backwards, I don't know why they'd be backwards, but we'll take this. This is, hold on, let me think about it. This is what should be the negative of the light. Alright, so it should be alright. This is positive on the truck. And we'll connect it to... They're backwards. Are you kidding me? Alright, so make sure you can see that. If you can't see that, this has been a pretty boring... Oh man, you couldn't see that. I'm so sorry. Alright, so they're backwards. So we got the wire run. Those really don't seem as bright as I was hoping they were, but we'll run them. Oh, let's make sure they turn off when the reverse gear comes off. Alright, so by the way, thanks for being patient. Hopefully you've learned something and also enjoyed this video. Oh, no, 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 no. Well, there really wasn't much point in mounting these things if I'm just going to replace them with better ones. So you can see those that they're on. We're going to go put it in neutral. And they're off. Alright. So, I don't know if I'm going to... Oh, there we go. Sorry. I don't know if I'm going to be using those or not. It really just, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can wire them up backwards. It just depends on how bright they are. So, still got some button up to do, but you know, you don't want to watch all that. So that's how you do it. That's getting wired up for some reverse lights on an m1097r1 Humvee. All right, this is Daddy from Austin. Daddy Doodle Doo. Austin's at school. We'll be back later. Thanks for watching. Have a great and wonderful day.